Second down and 10. It's coming. Mahomes gets away, keeps his eyes downfield, and fires and points it to Kelsey. Wells is new, and Kelsey with blocking inside the 20, rolling inside the 10. Look at this. Kelsey's in the end zone. Crazy.
Chiefs touchdown catch list with one tonight. Now just one catch shy of Otis Taylor. Here it is. Kelsey. Still going. Still going. Kelsey. Good night. Touchdown. Chiefs win it.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Arrowhead Asylum. This is our second episode. Last week, we talked about the Mahomes contract, the Orlando Browns situation, and then the rookies and the QBs had just reported the training camp. We're going to kind of piggyback up off of all of that. But before we do, cheers. Now let's have a hell of a show. Let's bring in my co-host, my legendary co-host, Chase Riley. Chase, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic, sir. How about yourself?
Oh, we're getting a little frosty. We're getting a little frosty.
I don't hate it, my friend. I don't hate it. I like it.
So, training camp. Oh, before we do that, let me go ahead and just ask everyone, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button. If you're liking the vibe that we kind of put off, we're just here to kind of hang out with other Chiefs fans. This is Arrowhead Asylum. Let me readjust myself here, center myself.
Yeah, I like this. I like this camera view. I like it.
No big deal. This is Arrowhead Asylum. We're not crazy. We're just crazy about Chiefs Kingdom. If you like our vibe, hit that share button. It's completely free to do. It takes 5 seconds, and it helps out way more than you might think. We do appreciate each and every single one of y'all.
Just want to show up some of these comments because we just put the chat up. So Donnie says, "Yo, let's go." I appreciate you joining in tonight, sir.
Appreciate you. Twitch told me to join in the chat.
With Luke Langley, not Luke Langley. This is not Luke Langley. Yeah, I need to change my Twitch description. I appreciate you letting me know that, Josh. You piece of repeating poop. 2, Chase, we need an intro like for Thursday. We do. So I need to get in touch with your. I need to get in touch with your cousin Phil.
Hey, maybe you need to talk to your producer. Just saying.
No, I thought we hired a producer. He just hasn't shown up to work. Greg from Ultimate Sports Talks 2011, appreciate you. The show is not almost over. Greg, you made it.
He made it. Hell yeah.
And then,
appreciate you for tuning in. Janine Jones, I see you. Appreciate you tuning in as well. Hey, guys, don't forget to hit that share button. It helps way more than you might think. Appreciate each and every single one of you guys.
Absolutely. We got a fantastic show for planned for you guys. We're gonna talk about training camp, like Jaymes said. We're gonna break down some other stuff. I mean, I don't know if you feel that. I don't know if you feel it, but it's August 2nd, 2022, guys. It's almost time.
It's almost time.
It's almost there. Broderick Hall, appreciate you, baby boy. Appreciate you joining with us tonight. Hella awesome. And Greg says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm too early. Check back in an hour or so." No, Greg, you're fine. You're perfect. Right where you need to be, my friend. Some input on some Chiefs Kingdom might be really nice. I think Greg is from the Chicago area, I think. So
hold on, I'm having some technical difficulties.
No worries. While you're figuring that out, guys, like I said, or like my friend Jaymes said, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that notification bell. We're back. So this is the start again of the weekly show of the Arrowhead Asylum. So we are definitely excited to be back here and excited to get Chiefs Kingdom ready for the football season. So, Jaymes, are you?
I'm going to have you go ahead and start us off with the rundown. I'm having some issues here with my computer.
No worries. So, guys, if you're not familiar with training camp in Kansas City, it's going to be up in St. Joe. It's at Northwest Missouri State University, and so it's at the college at Northwestern Missouri State University. Gee, many Christmas. And it's open to fans. They start out at 9 o'clock in the morning. They go for a few hours, I think till about noon or 1, and then they wrap up for the day. Jaymes and I have planned to be there on Saturday. That might be premature. We might be doing next Saturday. I will wait till Jaymes gets back in here. Jaymes is having some trouble charging his laptop, but he's getting it all taken care of. And it's fine. The light off his chrome dome might blind you guys. So it might be best if Jaymes stays backstage and I just run this bitch for the time being. But anyways, so Jaymes and I are definitely going to make it out to training camp. Would love to see you guys there. Say what's up to you guys. There is some things we did want to bring up. Now, obviously,
what's up? I think we're good.
Fantastic. So, just telling everybody about training camp in St.
Excuse me.
Joe, dude.
Yeah, man, I'm super stoked to just kind of piggyback off of what you were saying. I'm definitely down to go this Saturday. I'm down to go this Saturday and next Saturday if you want to do both. So that's going to be really exciting. Be able to go out there and get some coverage for you guys. Go get some video. I'm going to take my fancy camera that my school provided for me and go out there and put it to use. You know, what good are the tools if you ain't using them? You know
That's
what
right.
I'm saying?
That's right. That's what you pay.
So,
that's what you pay. That's what you pay them student loans for. God damn it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, training camp is in full effect, and one of the biggest stories of training camp right now is the Orlando Brown Jr. situation. So
Absolutely.
he did report he is decided that, and it's kind of weird how this is playing out because he was offered a big contract, and I think it was more than fair. For the level of production that we got from Orlando Brown, I thought it was more than fair. And then he makes comments like, "Well, money. I want to be in Kansas City my whole life, and money's not really an option. But you just, or it's not really a problem. You know, it's not an obstacle. But yet, you just turned down this mega contract. So which one is it?"
So according to sources, Orlando Brown Jr. turned down the Chiefs' last offer of a 6-year, $144 million contract, with a $30.25 million guaranteed signing bonus, a lack of security, and no guaranteed money after the first 2 years derailed any agreement. Brown Jr. said that he's betting on himself.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's fine. We're gonna get the best version of him. You know, we as the fans in Kansas City, the Kansas City Chiefs are now gonna get the best version of Orlando Brown Jr. And that's what we want.
Absolutely. Did want to take an opportunity here. Oh wait, that's the stream elements. My bad. Did want to take an opportunity here. Daniel Hibden, haven't seen you in a while, brother.
Appreciate you.
It's football season, babies. Definitely glad to have you back, Daniel. Brody, super glad you jumped on the Twitch, my good friend. We are slowly climbing the ladder to path to affiliate.
And if you're not on Twitch, if you're on Facebook or on YouTube and you have the ability to get on Twitch, just do us a favor and jump on Twitch. Because like he was saying, we're trying to get to affiliate so we can start to monetize things a little bit. And that would be a huge help.
Absolutely.
Ultimate Sports Talk. I see you. You're a funny guy.
You're a funny guy. I'll let it slide because I figured you were gonna revert back to it a couple of times, but Daniel says I'm ready for some football. Yes, I am so ready for football. I mean, like, I'm ready for the whole night. Like, I'm ready for the whole thing. I'm ready for preseason. I'm ready for training camp. I'm ready for college football. I'm ready for high school football. By the way, I might also be going to film some training camp for Avila. I just got word that they're starting their training camp as well, so maybe a little bit of local college ball. I like that. So any football is great for me. You know how I am. I dig that. I dig that stuff all the way around. So that's training camp, guys. If you've never been, I highly recommend going. Yes, it's super early in the morning. Completely understand, especially if you're in the Kansas City area and you got to make the hour and a half drive up to St. Joe. But it is definitely worth it. Definitely 100%. Take the time out to go. Watching the players practice and, kind of get in there, seeing the young guys before they get into preseason, some of the rookies, the unsigned free agents, the undrafted rookies, all of that stuff. Watching them run the plays before you see them on preseason is really awesome. Plus, they've got a great atmosphere up there for Chiefs fans. They got a lot of activities for the kids to do. So it's a family thing. So definitely take the time to go up there and check it out.
Yeah, and pro tip, if you want to go out there and get autographs, because they do have different autograph days for different position groups.
Don't go on a whole team sign day.
Also, bring a child.
Yeah, bring a child and stuff.
Bring a child with you.
Yep, and dangle them over the edge like Michael Jackson did his baby like 20 years ago. That's what you do. You dangle them over the edge of the rail, because man, the football players they'll eat that shit up, man. They'll just go right over to you and be like, man, I love kids, So.
Well, I'll tell you, the one year that I met up with you, or didn't really meet up with you, but I saw you out there. I was out there trying to get autographs, and Frank Clark passed me up like 4 or 5 times, and he just went to all the kids.
Yep.
And so that's the key. If you want autographs, have your kid hold your football, have your kid hold your helmet or whatever, and then like you said, dangle them out there.
That's right.
Yeah, pro tip for you guys.
Probably best if you asylum guys bring your own kids. Absolutely. Don't grab a random kid. Unless somebody's willing to let you borrow their kid. I mean, if it means getting an autograph, I'm for it. I'll take somebody's smelly ass kid and dangle them over the edge. If it means Patrick Mahomes will come over and sign my stuff.
Yeah, but get permission first.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Buy the little bastard a soda or a cupcake or some shit like that.
All right, cool, man. So one of the biggest stories, I said one of the biggest stories. So we talked about the OBJ situation, the Orlando Brown Jr. situation. He did play or he did practice today. It was partial practice, but that's good news. It's really, really big news for Chiefs Kingdom and protecting that $500 million man in Patrick Mahomes. Not that I don't, trust Joe Thuney to be able to take over in that position. He's a pro's pro, and I think he could do an outstanding job, but we need him right where he's at.
Absolutely.
One of another big stories from training camp that I thought was really interesting is Isaiah Pacheco seems to be really carving out a role. And it's more on special teams. So it was announced by David Toe that Isaiah Pacheco is the number 1 kick returner, which I thought was really interesting because I kind of figured that was going to be McCole Hardman's job. No. With all these new wide receivers coming in, and I thought if McCole Hardman was going to make this team at the beginning of camp, this was my initial thought, that if he was going to make this team, that he was going to have to do a really good job on kick returns and punt returns. I don't know if he's still the punt returner or not, but it's just something to note. Isaiah Pacheco is now the kick returner. And so, I could very well see keeping definitely 3 running backs and possibly even 4 running backs now. You've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Ronald Jones, Jerick McKinnon, and now Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah, with the offense that I think that they're going to try and push forward and use going forward, I think you're going to see a very heavy, running like backfield with running backs. You're also going to see some of those guys move to the outside for pass catching abilities. And then the other big factor is injuries. I've been a huge supporter of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, man, but we're at a time period where
Yeah.
if he can't stay healthy, I'm gonna have to jump on the bandwagon with all the other Chiefs fans that were saying that he's a bust. I'm not a big fan of calling people a bust after 2 seasons, but we've had these injury issues. It's what is this, his third or fourth season now?
Yeah, third, I believe.
Yeah. So,
And it is. We brought this up last show, is that he's starting to become like injury prone, to be known as injury prone.
And that's no bueno, senor. So, I don't know. Like I said, we're gonna. It's nice that we have a large backfield. There's a lot of great talent back there. So definitely gonna be interesting to see where they go as far as Clyde Edwards-Helaire goes this year. So
yeah. So another story that I keep seeing pop up, and I know we're all excited to see the ones, the Juan Thornhills and the Justin Reeds, and but when they were doing one-on-ones today, DeAndre Baker got 3 different wins, and that's incredibly difficult. And so I'm glad to see a young guy who I thought was going to make a difference on this team when he signed. I'm glad to see him doing well out there, and I still have hope for the kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, he's 24 years old. He was a first round draft pick by the Miami Dolphins, or not Miami Dolphins, by the New York Giants that we acquired. So one of those guys that another team had gave up on, that is getting another chance with the Chiefs. Brett Veach and Andy Reid both have been able to do that with a couple of guys. If he's able to get wins and get his confidence up and hopefully play up to, even somewhat of the caliber that he was expected to play up to when he was drafted, then I'm all for it, man.
Yeah, 100%. And then, I was just kind of, when it came into this show, I kind of wanted to talk about like preseason darlings. We always have these like camp darlings, right? And last year it was Derek Gore. And this year for me, it's Isaiah Pacheco. But I'm gonna go ahead and beat this drum again, and I'm telling you, watch out for Jody Fortson, because he's going to be a huge red zone threat this year. And I got him getting at least 10 touchdowns. 10 touchdowns this year for Jody Fortson.
I don't hate it, my friend. I like it. I like it quite a bit. So, yeah. And I was, as soon as you mentioned beating that dead horse, I was I knew exactly where you were going. So,
I mean, I've got like a huge heart on for her, Jody Fortson.
I don't hate it. So,
I mean, no homo.
Absolutely. So, now that we're done talking about training camp, actually, I did want to let everybody know, as far as training camp goes, tomorrow is the offensive defensive lines. Training camp starts at 9:15 a.m. Thursday is wide receivers and tight ends. Starts at 9:15. Saturday, August 6th is the linebackers. And when I'm mentioning like positions, I'm talking about the positions that are going to be signing autographs. I apologize if I was making that confusing. But so tomorrow, offense and defensive lines are going to be signing autographs. Practice starts at 9:15. Thursday, wide receivers, tight ends, signing autographs, 9:15 again. Saturday, August 6th, when you and I will go, is going to be linebackers at 9:15 a.m. So, and then Sunday is Family Fun Day with a $5 admission fee, and it is the whole team signing autographs. So, if you're interested, definitely go check that out. Next Tuesday at 9 a.m. at 9:15 a.m. Is another team autograph session, and it's season ticket member day, not open to the public. So, just
but for sure, come find us. Come find us. We're going to be out there on Saturday. We'd love to hang out with you guys. Come hang out. We're gonna we're gonna try to sneak into the media section, but we'll see what happens.
gonna have to like make a fake laminate that says Starcade Sports.
Yeah, where is Noah tonight?
I don't think. Trust me, if Noah was in here, Noah would make it well known that he was here. We'll know when Noah comes in. So moving on from training camp. Did you want to say something else before we moved on from training camp?
No, go ahead. No, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, so one of the things that's made a lot of news this week is there was an anonymous NFL coach, which, by the way, since I'm bringing this up, the fact that you stated anonymous, you're goddamn right, David. That's what I'm talking about. Get in where you fit in is what I've always been told. So just walk in there like you're supposed to be there.
Uh-huh. Hey, you don't ask for permission. You ask for forgiveness.
You're goddamn right. David, appreciate you joining us tonight, man. Glad to see you back. Glad to be back, dude. I know we kind of said that. We kind of, emphasized that on the beginning, but like seriously, man, like glad to be back.
I know, and getting back into the swing of things, and this being our second episode back, it feels a lot more fluid this time around. It feels, I mean, it's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah,
I love doing this.
Absolutely. So, like I said, one of the big things that have made news the past week is there was an anonymous NFL coach who criticized Patrick Mahomes and his style of play. Before I get into that, I just want to say anonymous NFL coaches that give out reports to reporters are pieces of shit, scumbags. Like, if you got something to say, like, fucking say it. Like, why are you trying to be anonymous?
Bill Belichick ain't going anonymous.
Because Ian Rappaport tipped you $100. Like, fuck out of here, dude. Man the fuck up. If you got something to say about my quarterback, say it. Don't be anonymous. Anyways, The Athletic asked 50 people in the NFL to place NFL quarterbacks into tiers, and all but one had Mahomes in the top tier. It was a defensive coordinator who said Mahomes only takes his first read and then improvises. Quote, He says, "We love Mahomes because of his unorthodox throws, not because of his natural pocket presence," the coach told The Athletic. Quote, "And when that disappears, that is when they lose games. I don't think that is a number one. I think that is a number two. Nothing against the guy. I personally love the kid, but take his first read away, and what does he do? He runs, he scrambles, and he plays street ball." This one guy out of 50 had Mahomes in tier 2 and not tier 1.
Well, let me ask you this. I mean, what's he supposed to do? Like, when the pocket collapses, is he supposed to just, take the hit and fall down? Or is he supposed to run and scramble and play street ball? I mean, I can tell why the guy wanted to remain anonymous, because this is like one of the worst takes I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when there's 50 people, when there's 50 people and 49 of them have Mahomes in the top tier and you don't, I don't know, man. I mean, that might be a little. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, that was kind of like one of the big talks this week. And then it got a little weird, man. Or not, it got a little weird, but it kind of came back to, uh, to race with black quarterbacks and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
I
So,
seen that.
so I don't know, man. Like I said, thought it was a pretty chicken shit thing. Um, you know, if you're going to come out and make a statement like that, come out. Say I'm XYZ, and I've
Yeah,
been coaching. I've been coaching for XYZ years, and and maybe there might be some validity to your points, but I don't I don't hold shit that you say when when you say, well, I'm going to remain anonymous. Okay.
yeah. Just tell. I mean, this is you're scared. I
Yeah.
mean, you know that that's gonna be the most ridiculous take possible. Like you're gonna be made fun of. You're gonna be ridiculed, and like
Chicken
he
shit. Chicken
yeah,
shit. My bad.
yeah,
My bad.
exactly.
I was staring at Brody's emojis for a second, and I was like cock shit. I was like, don't you mean like horse shit or bullshit? And I was like, cock shit. I was like, what? I was like, that's really weird to say cock shit. And I was
Cock
like,
shit.
oh, okay. Okay. And then I realized I was like, chicken shit. Yes, that's right. This is very chicken shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean,
Like I said,
I just think that Mahomes plays like some of his most miraculous plays that we've ever seen him have been on the run.
and
Like he's just known to make shit happen. To say that to get past his first read, he's no good, or after he gets past his first read, that he's no good. That's just asinine. And then also, Mahomes really hasn't ever had a legitimate wide receiver too. I mean, who's it been? McCole Hardman.
yeah.
We had Sammy Watkins for a little bit, but he was very injury prone. So like I don't know. It just seems like that seems like a very uneducated statement.
Well, so according to StatMuse, and I don't know StatMuse's level of authenticity or whatever. I will tell you that according to StatMuse, Patrick Mahomes has the highest career passing rating with a 105.8 rating, with a minimum of 1,500 passing attempts by a player under pressure.
Yeah.
So, I
Well,
mean,
and then there's
like I said,
also
if StatMuse has their shit right, and you're telling me that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback under pressure, I don't know, man. I just you kind of can't feed me some bullshit that Mahomes isn't good after you take away his first read, because he's under pressure after his first read. And if he's the
right.
best QB in the NFL under pressure, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I thought that was real. Number one, chicken shit to do, not to come out and say who you are if you're going to do that. If you're going to openly criticize NFL players, and this isn't just for Patrick Mahomes, and I would do this way if it was a defensive coordinator of the Chiefs criticizing Derek Carr, I'd say the same thing. Like, come out and say who the fuck you are. Don't hide behind a report, or don't hide behind a reporter and remain anonymous. Like, be a man about it. And number two, you're wrong. The
Yeah.
stats say otherwise, my friend. So you're wrong.
Yeah, numbers don't lie.
Yeah,
I mean,
numbers
I
don't
know,
lie.
and I know stats are only half the story, or so to speak. But I mean, yeah,
That's right.
chicken shit,
Cock
cock
shit.
shit,
Yep.
cock shit.
Daniel Hibden says we need a big body wide receiver. Absolutely. And you're going to get that in MVS. MVS is going to be that big body wide receiver.
And I also think you're going to get that from a tight end named Jody Fortson.
Yep.
I would like to see.
We talked about that last week. Can you kind of recap, guys? I know, like I said, appreciate David and Daniel coming back with us. They were huge supporters of James House Chiefs Talk last year. But last week we talked about Jody Ford. James mentioned that Jody Fortson. He can see Jody Fortson lining up on the outside as a deep, like they do with Kelsey, where they take Kelsey and they put him in the outside and they let him run those deep out routes. We can see Jody Fortson doing the same thing. And if the tight end crowd is if it's crowded back there, then look for Jody Fortson in the slot. And I 1,000% agree.
He is a wide receiver that converted to tight end.
Yep.
He put on weight and converted to tight end. He knows how to run these routes. He's a smart player as well.
Yep.
So I would not be.
Brody, is Jody Fortson your sleeper alert?
I'm telling you, get on that bandwagon now. Hey, look, real quick before we move on with the show, I wanted to invite you guys to go try out SuperDraft. SuperDraft is a daily fantasy gaming platform. It's kind of like DraftKings or FanDuel. SuperDraft.com. You can find the link in the description. You want to go ahead and get in there and get familiar with it because we are going to run some daily fantasy leagues this year with Chiefs memorabilia as the prize pool. Yep. So go ahead and go ahead.
I was going to say, so guys, so DraftKings, FanDuel, all those companies that do daily fantasy sports, they have to get approved by the states to allow gambling. Right now, SuperDraft Pro is not in with Missouri, so you have to sign up for a monthly membership in order to be involved with SuperDraft Pro. Memberships start out at $20. There's a second tier for $50, and there's the third tier for $100 a month. However, obviously, the higher tier you have, the more games you can play a day. But this is going to be super fun, guys. For $20 a month, I mean, it's gonna be no different than signing up, with your friends with a membership. I will tell you that I was in Vegas a few weeks ago, and Caesars Palace is pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. And Caesars Palace has a whole section dedicated to SuperDraft. So that was really cool to go sit there and kind of hang out in that area. And it was definitely weird to play free games on there, plus my $20 a month membership games. So, definitely cool. You should definitely check it out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, guys.
If you're ever in Vegas.
And the reason why he brings that up is because SuperDraft Pro is backed by Ceasars Entertainment. So it's not just some like random gambling site. It's backed by a legitimate casino. So yeah, like I said, it's super fun. It's a lot of fun to play. Super, super easy to figure out how to play. And it's a little bit different than some of these bigger names like DraftKings, and FanDuel. It's a little bit different format. So get in there, familiarize yourself with it. We're going to have a lot of big giveaways this year. I know some Chiefs helmets, some mini helmets, some jerseys, some 8x10s, a bunch of different things. So do you want to play a game?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, guys, if you aren't familiar with, James House Chiefs Talk, we had a couple games that we played. One of them was Guess the Chiefs Player, where I give James some facts about some Chiefs players, and then he tries to guess who it is with hints from you guys. We're going to do that again. We're going to do it right now. I do apologize. I don't have the graphics made up, so I'm just going to read off some facts to James to see if he can guess who the player is. Usually we had a cool little graphic that was Uh, that was yeah, I saw
Brody's
that.
funny.
So Greg definitely hit me up, and I'll tell you, Vegas is super fun. Don't rent a car. There's no point. Traffic down there is
No.
absolutely god awful. You might as well just taxi over everywhere. Um, watch out for the girls on the sidewalk. Do not take pictures with them. They expect tips, and they expect at least $50 per person. So while it's all fun and games, it's ridiculous. Stitch found that out the hard way. That's how I found that out. So Stitch said that Stitch got a picture with some showgirls on the sidewalks, and they just ask you, like, hey, do you want a picture? And then so they don't tell you it costs anything or anything like that. So then after you take the picture, they're like, oh, tip. And then Stitch's brother were like, how much? And they were like, oh, $50. And then so they were like, oh, shit. So they started pulling out a 20 and a 5. Like they thought like $50 altogether. And they were like, no, $50 each. So like these girls kind of like tried to hassle them on the sidewalk. So yeah, just don't bother doing it unless you want to pay the $50 to take the picture. But like I said, Greg, hit me up, man. I'll give you some. I'll give you some tips and hints in Vegas. But Brody's piece of advice, yes, absolutely. Go to Allegiant Stadium, which is also known as Arrowhead West, because we run that bitch, and then take a piss on it. So, absolutely, Arrowhead West, and yeah, urinate on it. I told one of my taxi cab drivers. We were driving past it, and he's like, "Oh, have you seen Allegiant Stadium?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "It's the biggest toilet bowl in the United States." And I said, "It's the most expensive toilet bowl too." So, and if you've been in some of those casinos down in Vegas, you'll see some pretty expensive toilets. But Allegiant Stadium, hands down, the most expensive. Hands down.
Heard that.
Wish it didn't, but I did.
Wish I didn't, but I did.
All right, guys. Guess the Chiefs player. Here we go. So,
and I'm gonna need your guys' help. Don't be shy.
Absolutely. So this former Chiefs player came out of the first round in 2003. He was the 27th pick. He went to Penn State College, and some of his career highlights: he was a first-team All-Pro, a second-team All-Pro. He was a two-time Pro Bowl winner, and he has the most rushing attempts in a single season. He holds that record.
Okay, so go over those one more time.
All right, come on, guys. Definitely, chat. Definitely help your boy out. But we've got. He was a first round draft pick in 2003. He was a first team All Pro. He was a two-time Pro Bowler. He holds the NFL record for most rushing attempts in a single season for 416.
Holy!
He went to Penn State College.
Brody seems to think it's LJ, Larry Johnson. I really don't know, but I mean, I really didn't know, but I cheated.
I know. I was getting ready to call you out. I was going to be like, don't you dare turn on the Google machine, you asshole.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. It would be Larry Johnson. And the Chiefs got the pick from Pittsburgh via trade. My man.
Bonus facts.
That is. Also a bonus fact, Gunther Cunningham, who was the Chiefs' defensive coordinator at the time, actually wanted to draft Troy Polamalu, but was overridden, and we drafted Larry Johnson instead. So
great.
Just a little bit of Chiefs knowledge. I mean,
that's cute.
Prior to Patrick Mahomes, there could be a whole I could write a novel. I could write a novel series about the fucked up draft picks that the Chiefs have pissed on. And
You ain't lying, brother.
Larry Johnson over Troy Polamalu is one of them, and also Todd Blackledge over Dan Marino and all those others is also one of them. So,
Yeah.
All right, second guess the player. This Chiefs player went to college at Idaho State. He was a 4th-round draft pick. I'm not going to tell you the year. Some of his career highlights are he is a 4-time first-team All-Pro. He is a 5-time Pro Bowler. He is a 2-time NFL sacks leader. And his NFL records is he has the most career safeties, tied for 4. And he has most safeties in a season, tied for 2. And most seasons leading league in sacks for 2.
Huh. I'll give the chat a little bit of a chance here to give their opinion.
Brody
Just
said the
mainly because
year
I need help.
the Brody said the year gave away Larry Johnson, and I would 1,000% agree with that. So that's why I left out the year in this one for you.
Uh-huh. All right, run those facts by me one more time.
All right. So this player was born in Dallas, Texas. I'll give you an extra one. He was born in Dallas, Texas. He went to college at Idaho State. He was a 4th-round draft pick. He is a 4-time first-team All-Pro, a 5-time Pro Bowler, and a 2-time NFL sacks leader. And he holds NFL records for most career safeties, tied at 4, most safeties in a season, tied at 2, and most seasons leading the league in sacks.
I am not. I don't know. I have not a clue. Brody seems to think it's Jared Allen. That's probably a pretty good guess.
That is correct. It would be Jared Allen.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was gonna say that's probably a damn good guess.
It was. It was a really good guess. All right. You ready for the next one?
Sure.
God, you fucking suck at this. I'm just kidding.
Oh
right.
yeah. Oh, it's hard. It's hard to do when I don't have any graphics.
I know. So our next player grew up in Kirkwood, Missouri. He came out of the 1993 draft. He holds a Super Bowl. He holds a Super Bowl ring, although he didn't start in the Super Bowl. He is a 2-time Pro Bowler, and he is tied for the longest touchdown pass of 99 yards.
Oh man. Came out of the 93 draft?
Yep.
And got a Super Bowl ring.
Was not the starter.
Chad Henne?
That is your biggest clue.
I'll give Chad a chance here, but that's my initial thought would be Chad Henne. I'm trying to think of an old guy, on the team that might have stuck around with us. But was he drafted by Kansas City?
He was not. He was not drafted by Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make that my final answer.
Chad Henne.
Yeah.
You think Chad Henne grew up in Missouri?
Fuck, I don't know. I mean,
Man,
hell, I don't know.
got quite a few people in the chat, and Brody's the only one participating in this game. And Brody doesn't know
Come
this one,
on,
so you
come
can't get
on,
any help
fact
from him.
check. As my fact checkers here, where y'all at?
So, if Chad Henne is your final answer, that was incorrect. The correct answer would be Trent Green.
Trent Green. Oh, he did get a Super Bowl, didn't he?
Yep, with St. Louis.
That was a trick question.
I told you he didn't start. He didn't start in the Super Bowl, but he got a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, sure enough, he sure
The
did.
one about the longest touchdown pass, fucking blows my mind. Like,
Yeah, that didn't really line up with Chad Henne. I probably
yeah,
could have came
no.
up with a little bit better guess than that.
Let's see here. So, a 99-yard pass play. Oh, wow.
What's up?
That was Trent Green's 99-yard pass was to Mark Richter against the San Diego Chargers on December 22nd, 2002. The Chiefs won the game 24-22.
Nice.
So, yeah. I was just like, that blew my mind, the 99-yard pass. But, yep, tossed it up to he retreated deep into the Chiefs' end zone, then stepped up and heavied the ball toward Bo Richter, a rookie receiver who was streaking down the middle. Bo Richter took the ball in perfect stride at the Kansas City 40 and outran Rogers Beckett for the remaining 60 yards. So damn, dude, that was like a 50-yard plus throw. That is nuts.
Yeah, heaved it. All right, guys. Look, we're gonna take a quick break, real quick, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about who the Chiefs signed, veteran presence that they signed on the defensive line. Also, some preseason power rankings came out, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit, and yeah, maybe a couple other things. But we'll be back. I'll see you guys here in a little bit.
Real quick, stay with us, guys. Don't go anywhere. Go get you a drink and come right back and join us. Okay, we won't be long at all. Blah, 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 blah.
Go back to the way we were. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Appreciate every single one of you guys for staying tuned throughout the break. Me and Chase had to stretch our legs out a little bit. I had to refuel, grab another drink. I hope
Heard
y'all
that.
did the same. All right, so big news coming in this week. Carlos Dunlap from the Seattle Seahawks signs a one-year contract, $8 million deal, adding to Frank Clark, George Karlaftis, Mike Dana, and Chris Jones. Chase, what's your thoughts about this signing?
I mean, I like it. I mean, he's been in the league for 13, 14 seasons. You know, I think it's just a depth move. It's not a terribly too big deal as far as money goes. Like I said, it's just a depth move. I know when it first happened, there was a lot of question of, hey, could this mean that the Chiefs are, stepping back on Frank Clark, and all that stuff. I don't think so. For those that didn't see, Frank Clark made it a point to come out and talk about,
He's sober.
he's sober. Good for him, man. At least that's one of us. Said he did it for the kids and all that stuff, and that's good. Good for him, man. Hopefully that means he's not going to be doing any more stupid shit, like carrying large guns on him when he's gets pulled over and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't think Frank Clark's going anywhere. So I definitely don't think that this Carlos Dunlap move was a sign of things to come for Frank Clark. I think it was just a veteran pass rusher out there that they want to get,
Sure.
as security for George. Say that last name for me, Karlaftis.
Karlaftis. Yeah, Karlaftis. Yeah, for me, this reminds me of Melvin Ingram. This is Melvin Ingram 2.0 for me. I
think
love
so?
it. I love the move. It brings that it provides that much needed veteran presence on the defensive line. Not that we don't have Chris Jones and Frank Clark, but that's the same kind of move that they made last year for Melvin Ingram. This tells me two things. It tells me that there is an uncertainty when it comes to Frank Clark. While they want to give him a chance and he's speaking highly about things, he is getting sober and whatnot. There is somewhat of an uncertainty there.
So,
And
not to interrupt you, but let me ask you: do you think it's an uncertainty for Frank Clark, or do you think it's an uncertainty because they expect George Karlaftis to start and he's a rookie?
I think it's probably both. I think it's an insurance.
Yep.
It's just insurance for either one of those players. Yeah. And then the second thing that I think is telling about this whole situation is that the Chiefs seem to be making a priority to getting this defense rolling early in the season instead of the past 2 years, it's been like week 7 or so. And I think that with this signing being so similar to the Melvin Ingram signing that happened mid-season last year, this is Kansas City putting a priority on the defense. And I expect them to try to get things rolling a little bit earlier in the season because it's hurt us. It's hurt Kansas City. In the race for the only bye. There's only one bye in the playoffs now. And you can't afford to start slow. So I love it. I love the signing. I've seen some place where he's provided I think it was 6 or 8 sacks the past, so many seasons or whatever. That consistency is going to be really huge. It's going to be a huge boost when it comes to this defense and providing pressure on opposing quarterbacks.
Our weakest part of the defense, I see, is going to be the corners, is what Davis says.
I didn't have the chat pulled up.
How do you
I
not have
mean,
the chat?
I had stats pulled up instead.
I'm just jerking your yerking, guy.
I mean, I can see why you might think that, but I'm real high on Trent McDuffie. I like Rashad Fitton. I like L'Jarius Sneed. I'm real big on Trent McDuffie. I actually think the weakest part of our defense was the defensive line until this signing. And now it's hard to tell. I mean, it might be cornerbacks, it might be safeties, but I think they're all neck and neck as far as like the weakest position.
Absolutely.
Which is a good thing to have. I mean, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah. I don't know what our weakest position is. But I will tell you that there's a lot of unknowns and there's a lot of question marks as far as the defense goes, man. I mean, we're not real sure what this is going to look like. Running back is another position, like Brody just said. Some of these positions that are unknown are definitely kind of scary, kind of worry you a little bit.
There's a lot of question marks,
and it's kind of exciting. It's kind of exciting,
and that's why training camp is so exciting.
Yeah,
it's because there are so many question marks.
George Karlaftis is a monster of a man, dude. I mean, I did guess the player, Jared Allen, when we drafted George Karlaftis. You can go back and watch the Jaymes House Chiefs Talk episode we did covering the draft, where I stated that Karlaftis reminds me of Jared Allen. He's got a Jared Allen, Rob Ninkovich style of coming in and hitting somebody. So, I mean, that's exciting. At the same time, it's unknown. Is he gonna, like, if he doesn't work out, we've got Frank Clark and Carlos Dunlop. I don't know about that. I mean, that's a little worrying.
I'm really interested to see Mike Dana and Tershawn Wharton. I know Tershawn's been out there causing some havoc in training camp this year too. So
so like I said, it's exciting and kind of scary at the same time. It's like
100%.
Dare I say, I would compare it to a shark. It's exciting and fun at the same time. Because you don't know what's going to happen.
But a lot of question marks.
A lot of question marks. You start pushing, and you might be in the clear, or you might be covered in shit.
You might get shit on.
Yep. It's like taking dabs with Jaymes. You could be cool, or you could wake up with no pants on in your bed the next morning, and you go outside and your pants are on the driveway. So who knows?
Oh, good times. What the fuck?
For those wondering, it is $230. They charge $230 if you throw up inside of an Uber, just in case anybody wants.
Did you get hit with that?
No, I didn't. I told you I only knew that because you asked him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was like, here, I got a bag for you. He was like, it's $230 if he throws up. I said, well, I'm pretty sure it's all over my back porch. So
I think he's good. I went looking for my phone and my wallet the next morning, and I was like, I couldn't find it. I looked everywhere. And then finally, I don't know why, but I just opened the front door out of like instinct, and like not by my front door, but in my driveway, like randomly placed was my shorts and my shirt. So, yeah,
So the neighbors got a show, huh?
they were outside. I've got neighbors right across the street from me that stay out pretty late. They stay out till like 11, sometimes midnight. And it was a Friday night, so I could or it was a Saturday night. That's right. I could almost guarantee that they were outside when I got home. But that's what it looks like. It looks like I got out of this dude's Uber, walked, and I have 2 sets of stairs. And like it looks like I just took my shirt off and dropped my shorts right there at the bottom of the stairs and walked up into my house.
Like
So
you were going to your bedroom.
Yep. Left my phone. Thank God it didn't rain because my wallet and my phone were in my shorts, which was also scary because I mean my wallet's just like right out there in my shoulder.
Yeah, right. I'm not even surprised.
Yep. Neither am I.
So the Score releases their preseason rankings. You want to take us down that avenue?
Absolutely, man. So, I'm a big, I love the Score. I have the app on my phone. Dude, they break. It's crazy, dude, because they'll break stories like quicker than anybody I've seen. I mean, they're just as quick, if not quicker, than Twitter. Like as soon as the stories come out, it hits my phone, and they're all reliable sources. So their football editors did a panel, and here, let's do this. Let me do this.
Screen share.
Yep, we're gonna do this for you guys. If you guys don't have the Score app on your phone, I highly recommend downloading it. Like I said, it is. I don't like that, Josh. What the fuck are you doing? Anyways, I'm yelling at Josh because Josh likes to fuck with the screen or how the layout is right there. So like I said, if you guys have an Android smartphone or an iPhone, download the Score app. It's all like your sporting things rolled into one, so you don't have to have like a NFL app or an NBA app or an MLB app. It's just ridiculous. Just download the Score. It's all in one. It's got all your news. Perfect. So they did these power rankings for preseason, and number 1 is the Buffalo Bills. Number 2 is the Los Angeles Rams, and number 3 is the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, here's what it says about the Chiefs. It says, how will the Chiefs fare without wide receiver Tyreek Hill and safety Tyrann Mathieu remains to be seen, but Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid alone make Kansas City one of the NFL's scariest teams. Unless you take away Mahomes' first look. Fucking moron. God, what a fucking idiot. Anyways, plus rookie Sky Moore, who could be an important part of Kansas City's new look receiving core, has stood out at camp so far. That is one thing that we didn't talk about.
Chicken shit.
Chicken shit.
Cock
One
shit.
thing. One thing that we didn't talk about as far as training camp goes was there's been a lot of talk about Sky Moore. Sky Moore's made some fantastic catches. It's training camp. It's the pressure's not real. It's not, it's not gameplay. But like I said, man, we'll take a look at some of these training camp people sometimes, and training camp darlings turn into preseason darlings, and preseason darlings turn into weapons. So
and the most important thing is that these guys are gonna, when they make the most out of their opportunities, that's what you're looking for.
Yep.
Is because some people can rise to the occasion and some guys just do pretty good most of the time, but don't have that clutch factor.
Absolutely. So while we're looking at this, the Chiefs are listed at 3, and I kind of shared this with you. What kind of stood out to you, Jaymes, about this list?
Well, if you scroll on down and you read off the top 10, you'll see that the Chargers are at 4, right? So we got the Cincinnati Bengals at 5, Tampa at 6, 7's the Green Bay Packers, Baltimore's at 8, Denver Broncos are at 9, and then the Las Vegas Raiders are at 10 to wrap up the top 10. So what stood out the most to me is I felt like, first off, I feel like Kansas City's right about where they need to be. Buffalo has gotten better, and there is a lot of question marks. So don't feel like maybe Kansas City got slighted by this list, because I don't think they did.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But what stood out the most for me is that all 4 teams from the AFC West made it in the top 10.
Yes, agreed.
I mean,
however, let's talk about the Raiders being below the Broncos. I don't agree with that. I think the AFC West is clear as day. It's Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. Broncos are still last.
Well, especially now, because just today, wide receiver Tim Patrick, for the Broncos, out ACL tear for the entire season.
Yeah. Well,
they're one
not
of their
just that,
biggest
but,
weapons.
The main thing people talk about, and here we'll stop sharing this. We'll bring this back to where it was. So the main thing that like a lot of articles are talking about is that trade for Russell Wilson. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't think Russell Wilson makes the Broncos a contender. I mean, and I'm not saying that because I'm biased against the Broncos. I'm saying that because Russell Wilson, now granted his line in Seattle was shitty, and I realize all that. But you can only excuse some things for so long. To me, Russell Wilson has been on the decline the past couple of years. Now he's got some good weapons around him in Denver, but that's an unknown. I'm not going to look at the AFC West and go, well, I'm going to put the Broncos over the Raiders because Russell Wilson's in town. Russell Wilson is not, adding Russell Wilson does not, impress me. I got to see it. It's an unknown. You know what I mean? Devontae Adams.
Well, and that's the same. That's the same way a lot of people look at the Chiefs. Is there's a lot of unknowns.
Absolutely. But you still got Patrick Mahomes. That's that's a little bit different. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes has been in the league for 4 years. And it's Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes makes a lot of weapons. We're talking about Russell Wilson, who's been in the league for over 10 years now, and his last couple seasons have not been. He has declined. Not just the team getting worse around him. Their offensive line has sucked. They've lost some weapons. I mean, he still had DK Metcalf, so
and Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, it's an unknown for me. Devontae Adams was arguably the best wide receiver in the NFL. So putting him on the Raiders, now I don't think it makes the Raiders a Super Bowl contender, but I think that it makes the Raiders better. Are they better than the Chiefs with Devontae Adams? Are they better than the Chiefs and the Chargers? No, I don't think so.
No,
because
go ahead.
Devontae Adams had Aaron Rodgers thrown to him, and I know that a lot of these things with football are subjective. I get that. But there's certain things, there's certain guarantees that I have noticed. There's certain patterns I have noticed as a football fan over time. Number one, the Browns are going to suck every year. They have a shitty organization. They have a shitty organization. They have a shitty everything about the Cleveland Browns is shitty. No matter what they do. I mean, I don't believe in voodoo stuff. I don't believe in none of that. I'm a very non-spiritual person. But if I were to believe in omens or curses or whatever, the Cleveland Browns are cursed. That's all there is to it. That is the
Yeah.
only thing that makes me believe in supernatural shit. Is the Cleveland Browns are legitimately cursed. I hate you too, Greg. You'll be all right. But so the other certain thing that you can guarantee on is that Aaron Rodgers is going to lose his number one wide receiver. And his number one wide receiver is going to go to a team. He's going to get paid a lot of money, and he's not going to be as good as he was with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
This is no knock on Derek Carr. I'm a Derek Carr supporter. Even though I don't like, even though I hate the Raiders, and even though I know the majority of Chiefs fans think Derek Carr is overrated. I don't think Derek Carr is overrated at all. I think he's a good quarterback, but he's not Mahomes level. He's not Aaron Rodgers level. So, let's not talk Super Bowl because the Raiders added Devontae Adams. It's just I don't see it.
Yeah, I've got both of them. I got both the Broncos and the Raiders going about 500. I had one last week. We did our rankings, and I had one going 9-8, and I had the other going 8-9.
Yep.
So, and I still think that's about the same.
I'm still with my prediction that I can see 3 out of the 4 teams making the playoffs.
Who wears eyeliner?
He's talking about Derek Carr.
Oh yeah, he sure do. All right, guys. I think he does, bro. So, sometimes it just seems like it. Last thing I wanted to talk about before we ended the show was Cleveland Browns related. Deshaun Watson got his punishment from a judge, I believe it was, that ruled on the case at 6-game suspension. It's expected that the NFL is probably going to appeal that. I know Deshaun Watson won't appeal that, but they wanted more than just 6 games. What do you think, Chase? Is 6 games fair for the allegations that are occurring?
I don't know because there's a lot of
Well, I'll say this. Look, Calvin Ridley got a year for sports betting. And now,
well, let's break that down a little bit. Sports betting on his team to win, and it was less than $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
And he was playing, or he was injured. I don't remember which. Doesn't matter. It was less than $1,000, and it was for his team. Like, hey, I think my team's going to win. I mean,
yeah,
a year.
But now we've got what, 27 allegations against the guy, and we get 6 games.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't read too much into the Deshaun Watson story because number one, I thought
it was a curveball.
I thought Deshaun Watson was dead in the water when all these allegations came out and everything. Now there's talking about stories being retracted. I've seen some headlines where it says, some of the women are changing their stories now to consensual. So it's really weird. And I'm just gonna say it like this: if Deshaun Watson is guilty, then he needs to be suspended or repelled from the league.
Indefinitely.
Suspended for more than 6 games. If he's not, then yeah, it's hard to. I don't know. It's all fuzzy details. So,
yeah.
But Greg is right. This is the Arrowhead Asylum. I don't give 2 shit. No, we do talk NFL talk on here as well. We're trying to play catch up from the off season and talking about all the big news catching up. But we do trickle in some league talk in here, most definitely. Um, you know, I know we kind of touched on Orlando Brown Jr. Earlier, but I did want to bring it up. He signed that franchise tag tender, man. Are we shocked by this news?
No, not really. Not really. I think this is the best thing for Orlando Brown. The product that he put on film last year wasn't convincing. And I mentioned it earlier in the show that I thought that we offered him a payday that was worth more than what we've gotten from him.
And I mentioned in the show, and for those that missed it, I think the Chiefs offered him. There it is. The Chiefs offered him a $144 million contract with $30.25 million guaranteed as a signing bonus, and according to Orlando Brown Jr., a lack of security with no guaranteed money after the first 2 years has derailed of the agreement, and he is, quote, betting on himself. So
He also stated that the reason why he showed up to training camp was the fact that he understands that the dog days of training camp, these hot summer days of training camp, is where leaders are formed. And it sounds like he wants to be a leader here in Kansas City. And you can't do that if you're not at camp. So, I'm glad to see him out there. It provides a little bit of insurance at that left tackle position, where there were some question marks. And we already, like we talked about, we already have so many question marks on this roster to begin with. That isn't one that we needed. This was his plan all along. I mean, maybe.
So, Mike Garofalo, who works for NFL Network, stated that here's what he was saying earlier, or a couple days ago when Orlando Brown signed the tender. So he said the Chiefs were willing to fully guarantee money through next season, but Orlando Brown's camp wanted more security. So no deal for Brown, as expected. He can earn $16.7 million on the franchise tag this season if he signs it before week 1, which he did. And then he said a source says that the offer was for $91 million over the first 5 years. The 6th year had a 40 million plus salary strictly to inflate the average annual value to the top of the market. That year would have never been meant to be paid. So I don't know exactly what that means. Not sure. I don't know if that's kind of like in Kansas City's benefit, or in Orlando Brown's benefit. But like I said, I just find it like mind blowing that we offered him that big of a contract and he walked away from it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And I almost think that at the same time, that's kind of Kansas City's front office dropping the ball. Like, that contract probably could have been reformatted. I mean, with maybe a little bit less money or something, to try to make the deal happen. I don't know. I'm not real big into the salary cap, even though I need to be. And I'm not real big into how the contracts work. But my gut feels like we probably could have made this deal happen. He sounds like he wants to be here. And, I'm a big advocate for the front office. I say a lot. I think they do a great job. Brett Veach does a great job. Even, with like moving some of Kelsey's money forward so we can afford things later on, give Kelsey a pay raise, which it didn't really. It's just more money this year. So I think they do a great job, but I also feel like they might have dropped the ball on this one.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if they dropped the ball, but I'll tell you what. I think that contract was more than generous, and more than what Orlando Brown has shown. Like, I feel like Brown is saying, "Hey, I came to Kansas City as a top tier left tackle. Even though I didn't play like a top tier left tackle last year, I still need to. You need to compensate me for the years in Baltimore when I was and I just don't. I don't like
yeah,
that. I don't like that.
That's not how that works. We're not paying for what you did. We're paying for what you're going to provide in the future.
Yep. And what you've shown Kansas City you're going to provide in the future doesn't match up to what we traded for. So I don't know, man. I like I said, I thought it was a very generous offer that they offered him. I thought it was a more than generous offer that they offered him. And him backing out. Now, like I said, the guaranteed money thing,
I mean, at the end of the day,
here's my thing. Like,
with your money.
Yeah. So here's my thing. So, contracts are getting renegotiated every 3 fucking years, anyways. So, I don't know. I just, like I said, I am extremely disappointed that I'm not disappointed in the front office, whatever. I'm disappointed that this situation didn't get worked out because it makes Kansas City look stupid. Like, you gave away a lot of draft stock to pick up Orlando Brown Jr. He comes in, plays for 1 year, and then now it's time to sign him, and he doesn't sign, and that's just that's a bad look for Kansas City. And
well, at the end of the day, for me, it's just be smart with your money. Like, if you wanted long-term security, then take the money that you're given and go make an investment or something. Go buy some rental property or something. And there's your long-term security. Go buy into the Broncos or something.
That's not long-term security.
Yeah, I heard that. All right, guys. Anything else from you, Chase?
No, man. I wanted to take this opportunity at the end of the show, guys. We got a lot of stuff going on. And I'm gonna find a way to start incorporating some of this into the show. I have a cousin who owns a piece of land across the street from the stadium. It's like Lot L, which is on the same side as Taco Bell, the gas station, and all that. So right there at the corner of 43rd, it's right across the street from Lot L. It's called Tomahawk Tailgating. It's $20 to park. It's a walk, but it's $20. Minus having to pay $60 at the gate, and minus having to pay for an extra parking pass when you buy your season tickets. Go park there. $25 to park. You can stay and tailgate after the game starts. You could head in. You don't have to exactly. Nobody's going to come kick you out after the game starts. So hang out in there. Definitely want to promote that for Chiefs fans. It's tons of fun. He's got some extra stuff. He got there. He's got a porta potty on the land. He's got a trailer there now where they pull out stuff for cooking and all kinds of stuff like that.
Hey, you got August 25th off, right?
I did. That was just approved. That was just approved today. I forgot to mention that to you. I did.
I did. Yeah. For those who don't know, we are going to be going to see Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes in the preseason game. So we'll get a little bit more coverage there. Some video coverage there. That's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to be attending some regular season games, of course, this year.
Absolutely. So, I think what I was going to piggyback off of that is I was going to say we should most definitely park at my cousin's lot.
Oh yeah, not a question, not even a question.
So it's East 43rd Street and Blue Ridge Cutoff is where it is, or
Yeah.
East 43rd Terrace or some shit like that. So it's literally right across the street from the stadium.
Yeah, and you can't beat it. You said what was it, $20?
That's right.
I
20
mean,
bucks.
look, you and a friend go to the game. You spend $10 a piece, split the parking. I mean, you can't beat it. I don't care if it's 4 miles away from Arrowhead.
That's right.
You know, it's better than the $60 price tag.
So Jaymes and I will be parking there for the preseason game. I know that for sure.
If you guys are going to the game, yeah, come hang out with us. We'd love that.
Hell yeah. The other thing I want to promote, so we are live on CR Media's Twitch. CR Media is live on Twitch 4 days a week now. So for those that don't know, this is my only show that is not wrestling related. So on Thursday nights, we have what we call the I-70 Hot Tag, where we focus on Kansas and Missouri professional wrestling. You can catch that on Twitch, twitch.tv/CR Media 1988. You're also going to find it on Starcade Sports. Our sister show is on Monday nights. It's called The Pit Stop. And, like I said, we talk Missouri and Kansas independent professional wrestling. We invite guests on there. We've had a bunch of wrestlers on. So if that's kind of something you're into, definitely go check those out. Would greatly appreciate the support. Jaymes has some side shit going on too. Jaymes, tell him. I think you got a car detailing business you're running.
Yeah, right now I do have a car detailing business. I'm actually going to work on a graphic so we can promote it a little bit in here. It's called For the Love of My Car. So if you're in the Kansas City area and you need to show some love for your car, maybe it's been a couple weeks, maybe it's been a couple months, it doesn't really matter. Hit me up, look me up on Facebook at For the Love of My Car. And I'll get you taken care of the whole month of August. I've got $100 special. So come in, get a full package interior clean for $100. And I promise you it's going to look just like you bought it out of the dealership.
Hell yes. Hell yes. So yeah, guys, like we said before we finish, I just wanted to promote those things. We appreciate every single one of you guys coming in, showing love tonight. And just continue showing the love, and we'll keep continuing to provide good content for you guys.
Absolutely.
We will be back next week, right, Jaymes?
Absolutely. Next week, same time, same place.
That's right.
Every Tuesday at 8:30. Look, we did move the show from 8 o'clock to 8:30. That's probably why Greg made it in time today.
Heard that. Wish it didn't, but I did.
So yeah, it is going to be consistently at 8:30 from here on out every Tuesday. You can find us at Arrowhead Asylum on Facebook, at Jaymes Howell on Twitter, at CR Media 1988 on Twitch. Make sure you go like these pages, follow, subscribe, wherever you might see us at. And yeah, we appreciate the heck out of you guys.
Absolutely.
So, all right, buddy. Are you ready?
I am.
All right, guys. Hey, much love. Until next time, stay legendary. Peace out.